Hello, and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, September 5th, 2019 by Gaia Blooming. Our energy mantra for today is, I breathe through the moment to expand. And just a little note, I was not feeling good the last few days, and my body insisted on rest, and as it is Virgo time, I had no choice but to listen to my body. But a few people have asked. I always do try to do at least write-ups on my Facebook page, on the Gaia Blooming Facebook page. So if you don't get a daily video, because I really do try almost every day to get them out, always check there, because I do post updates to keep you guys in the astro loop. So with that being said, let us dig in. Mercury wreaking havoc on everything. Mercury in Virgo, all this energy in Virgo. All this energy in Virgo is reminding us what is coming up in the moment. Pay attention to it, and what's coming up in the body. I've heard from so many people of just so much exhaustion, and I do feel like anybody who has come down with a case of exhaustion needs to listen to the body, because we do tend to be human doers, and this is a call to being. And I know that there's a lot that we have to do in life to ensure survival, so to speak, but it's also important to ensure survival to listen to your physical body. So I encourage you to do that. That being said, some interesting things going on. Mercury working with Saturn and the moon in Sagittarius squaring Mars both kind of have this similar energy to me. Really comes down to these cards. I have the conditioning card and the compromise card in reverse. And it's noticing the places in the world where the conditioning, where the shoulds, where what you have learned, what you have been taught since you were a child by family and society and coworkers and the like, where that may be making you compromise yourself. And so the first connection is Mercury, Trine, Saturn. So Mercury in Virgo working with Saturn, only retrograde for a few more days, like a week more or so. This retrograde energy has you thinking that you have to follow this conditioning. And you know, some of the conditioning that we learn, some of it's great, and others have areas where we're compromising ourselves. So this is a call for you to notice where you're compromising yourself. The second piece of astro energy that we're looking at is the moon in Sagittarius. Moon in Sagittarius highlighting possibilities. Moon in Sagittarius squaring Mars, 11 degrees. 11 degrees is that healing degree. And so Moon in Sagittarius, it highlights possibilities, but it can also bring around the places where we are still constricted, good word, by dogma. And I want to remind us all that healing is a personal path. And we can become obsessed with what we know and wanting to help somebody else on their healing path and the like. But really, you have to allow a person, whether the person is you or whether the person is somebody else, their own personal path, even if you think that you know better. So just be very aware of that with this energy in regards to your path and in regards to anybody else's. This is a call to notice the conditioning and to not compromise yourself. And, you know, you can always remind a friend, a person on a healing path of this lesson, but then let them decide what the compromise is or where they may or may not be listening to their physical bodies. You know, that's part of the personal path. We also have the sun and the moon moving into a square. So moon in Sagittarius, again, highlighting the possibilities. And the sun in Virgo is so very fixated on everything that's going on in the here and now. Moon in Sagittarius reminds us there is so much more beyond what we know. There's so much more beyond what we see. And it's really important that you do hold space for those possibilities. You know, there's a lot going on. And Virgo just needs to remember that as much as we do know, there's always so much more. I also want to mention that the sun will have, at that point, moved to 13 degrees, which is that revolution-evolution degree. The second revolution, evolution, breakdown, breakthrough, trigger energy. So you may be triggered by what's in front of you. You may be triggered by thinking there aren't those possibilities. That is a call for you to get into your center and out of the conditioning. It is the conditioning that makes you think that there is not that other. There is not those energies of possibility. I also do want to mention that early tomorrow morning we're going to have Mercury squaring Jupiter, and so we're just coming to the head with these mutable energies that can be so know-it-all. Just move forward accordingly. You know what I mean? Like, be aware that this is up. It's up in your field. It's up in everybody else's field. So maybe you do know it all, and that's okay, but you do not have to enforce that on others. Again, that's just kind of enforcing the old conditioning. What is your truth? How do you walk according to you in your personal alignment, in your, this is a good word for both Sagittarius and Virgo, in your integrity. So that is it for today. Good luck maneuvering these energies. You can always book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. And besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you, and you do have the power. Namaste.